This is the new XC40 and it could well be the car that finally makes Volvo cool.
It's already done posh with the XC90 and XC60, but this smaller SUV is a bit different.
One of the things I like is that while it's definitely a Volvo, the XC40 has its own unique look. It's not just like some scaled down XC60. I also like this colour. It works really well with the bold creases in this car's grille. Obviously you can get contrasting body panels like the roof, the door mirrors and the alloy wheels, though I think they're going to curb pretty badly. This car's definitely jacked up quite high as well. You know, it's a proper looking SUV. It's not some overinflated hatchback like an Audi Q5. I do like the way it kicks up here, just there. It looks awesome from the outside, but it's actually terrible from the inside because it ruins the view out this side window with this big black panel here. And watch this, it creates a massive blind spot, so now you see me. Now you definitely don't see me at all. I'm just completely lost, and hi, I'm here again. And that brings you to the back of the car. So when you come around the back, it's very distinctive. Got a bit of a roof spoiler and these classic Volvo tail lights there. But what do you think about the design? Do you think the XC40 looks better than the Jaguar E-Pace? Click up there to vote.
The XC40 starts from just under £29,000, and if you click on the pop-out banner or on the link under the video, you can go to carwow.co.uk to compare offers. You can get the car in 3 main equipment levels and with a choice of 3 petrol or 2 diesel engines.
I'm driving the D4 diesel and it's got 190 horsepower and can get from 0 to 60 in just under 8 seconds. So let's see, I'm going to launch it. Yes, important test in a diesel SUV. You can probably hear that. It can be noisy when you rev it out, this engine. And there's the 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour. So reasonably nippy. There is a problem with this engine though. As you heard, it's a bit raucous when you rev it. Another problem with this car is the automatic gearbox you can get with it. So it's a little bit sluggish, like there, when you try to pull out of a junction. So it can leave you floundering if you've got the car in comfort mode, which is the mode you're most likely to be driving around in. And then there's the gear selector itself. To put it into drive, you have to pull it back twice. And to put it into reverse, you have to push it forward twice, and that just seems unnecessary. Also, if you want to change gears manually using the gear selector, you have to press it to the right to change up a gear and to the left to change down. Why? It should be forward and backward, surely. You can change gear using these steering wheel mounted paddles here, but you don't really want to touch them because they feel all cheap, almost like they've come out of a Christmas cracker. It's crackers actually. Just get the manual car. It's probably better.
However, you need the automatic if you want an XC40 with all-wheel drive.
And that's really perfect if you're doing some hardcore, extreme off-roading like I'm doing now. Okay, so maybe I'm just faking it. I'm not testing this car properly off-road, but then really, most owners aren't going to go any more off-road than I am right here. I think I'm going to turn around and go onto the highway again. Oh, I can never get this car into reverse. You have to double press it. It's so annoying. My brain is programmed to just have to press it once, Volvo. Don't make me reprogram my brain. It's too old for that kind of thing.
Thankfully, I didn't have to reprogram my brain for the infotainment system, as it's the same as in the XC60, so it's generally pretty good, as is the rest of the technology.
You can get the XC40 with pilot assist, and I'll demonstrate it now with my rather embarrassing POV camera. I really didn't want you guys to actually see this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Look. Yes. Oh, the glamour. You can see Sam as well, my producer. Say hello, Sam. There we go. So the way it works is that you've got radar, cruise control, keep your safe distance from the car in front, and you see that green thing there? It means the car's cameras are recognising the lines in the road, and it will basically take control of the steering for you. You shouldn't actually take your hands off the wheel. The lady from Volvo is probably having kittens right now because they hate it when I do this, but it's the only way to show you that it actually works. So there you go, look, you can see it's steering, and if I carry on for too long, it's going to get cross and disengage. But this system is brilliant because you can just have your hands on the wheel and it'll take the strain out of motorway driving because it does quite a lot of the hard work for you. I love it.
But while the XC40 gets big Volvo tech, it doesn't actually share its chassis with the bigger Volvos.
Now, cars are built on platforms and some cars within a range may share the same platform. For instance, if you think about this piece of millionaire shortbread as being the XC90, if you shorten it somewhat, you then get the XC60. The trouble is, having caramel, biscuit and chocolate is quite expensive, and for a smaller car, you want something a bit cheaper. You want cheaper ingredients, such as what you get with a Kit Kat, wafer and chocolate. And this would be the XC40, and if you were to shorten this, you get the next V40. Also, Volvo's Chinese owners Geely can then use this platform themselves for their own cars. Yeah. Don't worry though, this car is 100% Volvo. It's even got a little Swedish flag on it there, just to remind you.
So, the XC40 is built from cheaper stuff than the 60 and 90. But does that mean it feels cheap to drive?
No, not at all actually. In fact, it's very good in a Volvo kind of way. And what I mean by that is that there is absolutely no sporty edge to it, like you get with a BMW X1. But really, having a sporty tall SUV is a bit like trying to run a race in platform shoes instead of trainers. It's totally pointless. For what it's supposed to do, it does very well. So if you steer it, it'll go where you point it. When you go into a corner, it doesn't feel like it's going to topple over. It's easily good enough. And more importantly, it's very comfy. So the suspension has a nice floaty feel to it. It makes it feel like you're on air suspension, even though it's just normal springs. Then when you're cruising at speed, it's reasonably quiet. So I'd say in the driving department, it's job done.
But is it job done in the interior department too?
Generally, material quality is pretty good in here. Obviously, it's not quite as plush as the XC60, but then this is a cheaper car. And you've got soft touch materials on the dash, which, yes, they passed the carwow flick test. There is one thing I found that I don't like at all, though. Look at the finish here. That is dreadful. You wouldn't get that on an Audi. However, you wouldn't get digital driver's display as standard on an Audi either, but you do on this XC40. And there's some other nice features. I love these air vents, the way they move around. It's kind of cool. And I like what Volvo have done here with the door. So to save money, they've done it as a one-piece thing, but so it doesn't look all horrible. They've actually lined it with felt. And the flip side of doing that is that you've got some huge door bins. They're huge. Now you might be wondering, so where's the big speaker here? I can just see a little tweeter up there. Well, the main bass speaker is behind the dash and it just reverberates around the cabin. And the solution is you get that huge door bin. In fact, storage is really good in here. So you've got large space under there, some more. Could be space here, cup holders. There's a storage area here with a charging pad for a mobile phone. I've even got a little drawer under the driver's seat.
There's decent storage for humans in the rear seat and for their stuff in the flexible boot, which even has a special divider with bag hooks. So then, what's my overall verdict on this car?
Well, it's nicer to drive than a Mercedes GLA, it's more modern looking than an Audi Q3 and bigger than a Q2, and it's better value for money than a Jaguar E-Pace. So yeah, you could say it's a bit like shooting herring in a barrel. That's a Swedish reference, by the way. Yeah, lame. Okay, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to put your notifications on so you're alerted when we make an upload. Also, click on the windows for more videos.